G'day YouTube, my name's Lance. Welcome to Bunty Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report, whew, she's muggy. It's barely, well, it's probably just gone 6 a.m. and I've been outside and I've just filmed a little walk around a tractor and it's very foggy. Yeah, Jude and I have actually had the aircon on in the bedroom the last few nights. It's just, yeah, you lay down in bed and the sweat just pours. And so it's about 30, it gets through the day, it gets to around 33 to 35 degrees C, and the humidity is just unreal at the moment. So yeah, a bit hard to put up with, but anyway, I put a tidy shirt on and I thought I'll just see how I go. Night times it's 19 to 21 in there, around there, but through the day at 33 and humid, it really zaps it out of you a little bit, but yeah, it's not real good for shed work, but that's okay. There's certainly plenty to do around here. Last week I filmed how I was diagnosing the steering problem on the Massey Ferguson 20 Industrial, and I've got to do it all again. I had a DJI camera set up on the valve so we could see the valve movement. I had a GoPro on a gauge so you could see when the valve moved what the gauge did, and then I had another camera going, and yeah, the GoPro started okay, but probably about 3 or 4 minutes into it, it just shut down and just stopped. So so the story was gone. So anyway, lucky I didn't pull anything off it. I've been waiting on parts. The Sparex orders are taking quite a while to come through, and not last Friday, the Friday before, I put in an order for the tractor for the steering bits I needed, and I haven't seen any yet. I chased them up through the week, and I believe it's coming, but it's just going to take a while. The steering, I actually found from sitting out in the bush, one of the right-hand front kingpin is seized. You can turn it, but oh man, is it tight. But I want to get it up on stands and do the kingpins and all that, but I've just put an order in with Sparex for cylinder kits and all that, so I don't want to go ordering axles and things, or kingpins just at the moment. We've got to get through one order, then work on the next one for the next month type of thing. So, but the 135 multi-power that I have, that's been an ongoing long project, it's got the new kingpins and the kingpin housings there, so I may nick those parts off that tractor and replace them once I get the orders sorted out again. So we're having a bit of a hiccup there at the moment. I've done the test, some of the tests on the hydraulics. I'm up to where the lift cover needs to come off, but same thing, GoPro starts and stops. So if you ever have camera trouble, it's a bloody GoPro. So I'm charging up the DJI cameras at the moment, making sure they're on top line. And a little video for the end of the stew. I've just done a walk around the Dexter, just for the stew viewers, and that will actually become part of the walk around, or the introduction to the Dexter. And once again, the Dexter's not going to be a full rebuild. It's just going to get bits and pieces as we go. And look how long I've had the David Brown there, you know, and I just got some parts that were back ordered for that. So it's just taking a long time at the moment. Sparex aren't flying parts in there. It's a cost thing, apparently. They're coming by ship, and sometimes 12 to 16 weeks, so it's taken a long time. So that's okay. Shane from Path of Discovery has put out a little website now. The David Brown tractor site went down, got hacked and all buggered up, and they can't save it. So Shane had the foresight to save some of the chats along the way. I'll put a link to the video where he explains it in the description of this video. And yeah, for those that follow along the David Brown part, that'll be handy for you. And Barry from Man from the Mist, he's just got his valve back from his linkage control valve from his David Brown 990 back from Barclay Williams, I think it is. And I had that in my head and now it's just gone blank. Which brings me to my valve that I'd hesitated to make the sleeve and the valve trying to make one, and I'm probably fortunate that I did because Barry, talking to the people that are doing them up, they put the sleeve in and they put this glue, for want of a better word, on, and they bake it and all that. But see, mine I had to drop 15 or 20 thou to make the valve stop leaking. So I've been wondering, and I may even do this yet, and it's probably not the right thing to do. And all it's going to cost me is put a valve in that doesn't work and pull it out again if it doesn't work. And so it's nothing major, but on mine I had to drop it like, look, 15 or 20 thou comes to mind, and once I dropped it that little bit, well, the leakage through the spool would stop when we did the pump up test. So I've been wondering, they have the number on the bottom of the spool and it's a ground surface, and I was wondering if say it's got 107 thou on it, which I think mine may have had, or I'll just say 100 thou to pick a figure. And so if I drop that spool, say 15 thou or 20 thou, so I haven't got the spool leakage, I wonder what would happen if I took that 20 thou off the bottom of that spool where the TCU levers and all that go and hit on the bottom of it there. So you could still shim it up and it'd still open and shut. But Barry was saying it only moves 7 thou or something like that. But anyway, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I've got nothing to lose, and see what happens. The major news this week was I went and got that Fordson Dexter. Oh well, that's not the major news, but anyway, it's some news. I went and got the Fordson Dexter. It's a standard Dexter and it's a rough little tractor, and they wanted a price for it. And they thought what it was worth, and I said, look, it's just not worth that. And so I pointed out a few things that weren't right, that were, the piece of casting out of the gear stick housing, and a few things like that just aren't right with the tractor. And anyway, we come to an agreement, and I ended up buying it. It needs a lot of work. It's a bit of an old pig's ear sort of thing, and that's fine. That's how I sort of like them, really. But the Dexter stuff, I'll do a playlist and an introduction on the tractor, and the piece that I filmed just for the walk around for the stew, it'll become part of the introduction, like it did for the Massey Ferguson 20. For the moment, I'm probably not going to touch it much. If there's a couple of little jobs, I'll probably look at it. I know some parts I've got to find for it. But yeah, it was just an extra different colour, and it does hunt a little bit, and we'll probably run through cleaning the orifice and the vacuum and all that and try and take that little hunt out of it. If we can, we'll just see. But it got done up by a bloke that bought Young's Machinery in Gayndah, and he must have bought it somewhere, and it's had a Dulux overhaul, and they bought it as a tractor to tow picking trailers, and man, is it a heap of shit. And that's what gets up my nose about some of the tractor dealers. Look, probably not the big dealers so much, but the backyard blokes and things like that. They bring these tractors out. Sometimes they pick on people that are only just new to tractors, and then they sell them these heaps of shit, and the people don't really know what they've got. Even the mudguards, like to get a bit of plate to come down from the bottom of the mudguards and support the foot plate. It's not hard. It's not expensive. A bit of 2.4, 1.6 plate would do the job nicely, but don't even do that. So, but they bothered to put new foot plates on it and things like that. So anyway, that's just a what pisses me off segment. People being rough, and there's no need really. So see what happens there. My knee. Okay, my knee. I think I was telling you last week we went to the doctor and it said that the cartilage isn't worn out bone on bone. I don't need a new knee joint, but the right knee is arthritic and the left knee The right one's clicking, so they might have to look in there yet. And the left one, they're pretty sure this torn meniscus. So the plan of attack was for Lance to stay off his legs a lot. Don't go jumping on things. And even my Land Cruiser, when I hop in my Land Cruiser, I put my knee in and I sort of twist around into it and use the clutch and all that. So we went to the club meeting and that on Saturday, and we took the little cars. And I noticed this morning, hopping on the Dexter, you hop on a tractor and you pivot around on this left leg. So I'll probably stop doing that for a bit. And but look, it's going okay. The pain's certainly manageable. Yeah, it's no real big deal. But I do get a bit carried away, and sometimes I do stuff, especially walking on the concrete in the shed. And being a big shed, you don't realise you're down that other end and you've got your supplies up here, and the miles you do back and forth, you don't actually realise. But I've got another wheelie stool down the other end there that I can fiddle with. But so I went to the physio, and we've got exercises to do to try and strengthen the muscles around it, around both knees. And we're going to do them for a few weeks. I've got to go back in a couple of weeks, and they're going to check the muscle strength and see what's going on there. But the gym set that I've had here for ages, it's coming in handy in strengthening these muscles and strengthening my lower back to help support better and things like that. So we're just working on the muscle around them at the moment. There's not much else we can do. But yeah, try and not walk so much. So, and I have been pretty well active doing that. I haven't been going into the shop because, as you know, I've got 16 steps going into the shop up to my office, and yeah, if you're always at the wrong end of those bloody steps, you've either got to go down or up for something. So we've set up at home here, and I'm working from home, which look, it works out fine. With a dicky leg and things like that, I'm actually getting way more work done at home than I do at work with all the interruptions. So I hop out into the office here at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'll stop and have a cup of tea through the day, and I'll stop and have lunch for half an hour, and then often where I'd leave work at 2 o'clock and I'd come home and tinker in the shed, well, that's not happening. I'm just staying on the computer. And Jude comes home 5:30, 6 sometimes, and I'm still banging away. Then I'll go out there of a night and do an hour or two, and you wonder where the day goes sometimes. But the major thing this week is, in the background, we've been working on a new Bundy Bears Shed website, and the idea of the website is, in the tractor restoration circles, I'm hoping that it just becomes a place people go to have a look for a workshop manual, a parts book, an operator's guide, service bulletins. We've got a special section for service bulletins. And it's bundybearsshed.com.au. Go and have a look. I will have a link in the description this week, and have a look. We're selling a couple of t-shirts, stubby coolers and stickers. The price of the freight within Australia is included in those prices, but if you want something overseas, you're going to need to email bundybearsshed@gmail or Lance. There's a new email there for the website, lance@bundybearsshed.com.au. And we can use either one of those. And the shirts, the merchandise, it's just going to help support it over the years. And the YouTube channel, we earn a bit of gravy on the YouTube channel from the videos and the back library we have of videos. And what I'm hoping to do, as years go by, if I can keep that YouTube stream coming, sell a little bit of merchandise, that will pay for all of the associated costs with keeping this website going. All the documents, look, we're going to sell parts books and books that we have. We're going to sell books, old books and old manuals and things on it as well. I don't need pallets and pallets of old books. They'll just become a nuisance. And so there's going to be some scans. Some books are just going to be the paper copy for sale only. I may have a scan tucked away somewhere and I haven't got it hooked in yet. But yeah, I've got to get the pallet out up the top there. I've got 3 quite large boxes in my office there now of books to go through. I'm not quite, I've got about so much depth left on the first box, and I've been working on it for a week and a half. So it's going to be a long process. There's a lot of stuff. At the moment we have 203 articles there, which isn't an awful lot. When you go to the technical library, it's got Alice Chalmers' case, David Brown and all that, different models. We're going to get Chamberlain popped into there today. I do have some Chamberlain stuff. Not a lot, but and some of those sections are empty, and it says, you know, content for this coming soon. And we are working on it, but what I'd like to ask for, if you have something, a PDF document, can you email it to me that you'd like to donate to it? Yeah, can you email it to me and we'll get it out there? The goods section at the moment, I finished off, there's a lot of stuff, but it's collating it all together. And at the moment, if you have a look at service bulletins, Ferguson, FE35, we've got a heap. That's all the FE35 workshop service bulletins I have. And that tells you about when they made changes, what serial number they changed things, the piston trouble, you know, when they had early piston troubles back in the day. We've got the bulletins in there for that. They're not in a particular order, they're just as we scanned them in. And I've got the Massey 65, there's a few there of that, but there's many more 65 ones to come. TE20, there's a heap of them to come. David Brown, I've just got shitloads of David Brown stuff, bulletins and books and that to come. And Fordson, there's quite a lot of Fordson stuff as well. And I'm doing a bit of harvesting. Like if there's say a Fordson Dexter operator's manual on the net and it's just out there on a Facebook page, you know, have a look at your Facebook page in the file section. If it's there for public use. You're allowed to take it and use it for whatever you like. So it's out in the public arena. So I'm allowed to take that, pop it on my website. It's a not-for-profit website, and yeah, people can use it. It just gives people another area to find their documents. So service bulletins, all that sort of stuff. It's just related to tractor stuff. There probably won't be much modern tractor stuff on it. It's mainly just old stuff. So yeah, the old stuff like, oh well, I've got some parts books scans that I had for years on, you know, the early parts books on the early letter series John Deeres. You can't get them now that I know of. Yeah, there's just way. I've got a computer full of stuff, you know, documents I've stored over the years, and I've got these boxes to scan and all that. So, so while it's hot and while I'm laid up, I'm in my little office up the top here with the aircon on, and I'm scanning and I'm just building this website up. So, go and have a look. Pop in and have a look. It seems a bit slow. I'm going to have to talk to them about speeding it up a little bit somehow. They had a limit of 32 megabytes of, you know, that was the file size. That was the maximum file size I was allowed to upload into my own library. So I said, look, I've got books that are, you know, 60, 70 meg. I need to get them on. So they've upped that to me to 128 meg now. And that's helped a lot. Some of the books we have there of like we have the TE20 service manual, the 35, the 135, 148. I do have a 188 or something up there somewhere, but I can't find it at the moment. I don't know where it is. The 200 series service manuals, 300 series service manuals, 500 series service manuals, 600 series manuals, 5400 service manual. And these are the proper full-blown Massey Ferguson books. If someone sends a scan of an I&T manual, well, they're people that have to earn their living off manuals. I don't take them. I don't use them. They do have a copyright thing on them, but once it's out in the public arena, there's a bit of grey area, so we'll see. So have a look. There'll be a link. Go and have a look. Have a snoop around. For those doing up 35, 65s, there's some interesting stuff. And that's just going to build over time. Yeah, I don't know how many. I probably did 50, 60 or more items just last week alone on it, plus helping build it, and plus running Queensland Tractor Spares and editing a video and all that. So, but it'll build slowly. It's out there now. I reckon it looks okay. Let us know in the comments what you reckon. Any improvements, any mistakes. You see a mistake, don't be shy. But I'm just trying to build a technical library for tractor restorers out there, and yeah, free of charge. Just if you want to support it, you can. Buy something, or yeah, we'll actually put in there somewhere a PayPal thing people can donate to support it. But YouTube probably is going to support it pretty nicely, so that's not important. The other day I was coming past my Massey 135 that I've got all shone up and registered, and then I remember that was the tractor that I had trouble with the grill. Now the grill on the 135, well the bonnet that's on it that's painted up, that was a grill I got from Quality Tractor Parts that was just rubbish. And remember I had to feddle it and gin around to get it to fit, and I put it off for ages. But I painted all the bonnet, got it on, but I had to get it to somewhere, and I had a grill there, which was a Quality Tractor Parts grill that came with it. And I thought the paint looks pretty good on that. I'm not going to paint it, I haven't really got time, I'll just put it on. But I was going past yesterday, and it had just the light catches your eye sometimes, and you look, and I thought, that looks like a little bubble in the paint. So down the side of the grill there, yeah, there's a bubble in the paint. So I have to pop the grill out now. I'll pop the top out, undo all the bolts. I'm going to get the grill out and paint it. There's no other way for it. I probably should have done it originally, but I remember I was pushing along. I think we're trying to get to Kangaroo, or we're pushing along to get to somewhere with the bloody thing. And I think it was Kangaroo, not this last year, one before. Or, yeah, so not last year, year before. And I thought, well, that looks okay, and it's been passable. No one's picked it up that it never got painted. You know, it's just how it come out of the box. And I thought it was good enough. But anyway, it looks like it's not, so I'm going to have to deal with that. I do have another grill sitting up on the top there that I'll probably use for parts for the Massey Ferguson 20. See how we go. The Massey Ferguson badge, a couple of blokes have sent me things on the front badge for the Industrial 20. There's one on eBay for £90, and that's an auction, and there's one for 200 and something pound. But by the time you multiply that by 1.5 and then get it over here, like it's a $400 badge, and I'm not doing that. I don't think. The £90 one, that would be, I guess, 200 and something dollars, maybe 250 in there somewhere. So I'm not going to go that way just for the moment. Got other things on the go, so yeah, I'll probably keep the money tucked away for that. I got up the front yesterday and I did the rider mower, and I serviced the mower here and jumped on the rider mower and did the mowing, and I thought, oh, sometimes it fires me knees and that up, the vibration, but look, it wasn't bad. So I serviced the mower, did all around the house because it was just, you know, this humidity really draws the growth out. And out the back door here, in front of where the boat trailer is, I've got a couple of stands and a pallet, and I thought, well, I could sit there on a stool, I've got water, I've got power, and I could start on some of the panels for the 65 too if I get a chance. Yeah, just sit down jobs if I get sick of up at the office there, which it doesn't take much to get sick of office work, but I have got a beamer bonnet about this website at the moment, so I'll stay with the website for a bit and work that through. Yeah, and just see. And I would like to get this power steering filmed again. Yeah, I had a gauge, a camera down on the gauge, and so I could start the tractor, you could see the gauge, and then another one on the valve so you could see the valve movement. And I spent ages setting it up and dicking around, testing and all that. Then the GoPro, there's not a flat battery, it just stopped. So I don't know. I wonder was it vibrations or something. I had it on a steering arm, but perhaps I might set a camera up on a tripod or something. So I've got to deal with all that again yet, so we'll see. We'll get there. Yeah, but lucky I didn't pull anything apart, because I have been sort of wanting to diagnose it, which I've done, but I just got to explain it in layman's terms. But then once the Sparex parts come, well, I can pull the valve off and reseal it. I can pull the cylinders off and reseal it. and that's bench work. Like I can sit at the bench here, I've got my tool cabinet here, bench there, air hose. I've only got to go across to the parts washer there, so I'm not covering a lot of miles, and I can sort of sit up here and do stuff. You'd think I'd probably clean me bench, but but I didn't. I haven't yet. I just haven't been spending time in the shed because it's I see all these things that need to happen, and I head off in another direction, and then wish I didn't. So look, that's the end of the stew. That's the stew for this week. There is a video on the Dexter at the end of the stew here. Please drop in and see the new website. Have a look, comments, anything you got to offer for the website. Please jump in, and yeah, it's just I want it to be just a community place to go and find stuff. We're finding old books and yeah, things like how to fit the lighting, the proper Lucas catalogue on how to put the lighting on a TE20. That come from Friends of Ferguson Heritage. Yeah, there's just any little documents and that I'm finding, I'm popping on there, and like I say, it's for free. Ferguson has its own section, then Massey Ferguson has its own section down the bottom. So the 35 bulletins, isn't it funny, some of them through the series come out with, in the service bulletins, even though they all had FE35 on the badge, some of them, the bulletins come out with FE35 and some of them come out with MF35 a bit later. So all the 35 bulletins, I've put them in both Massey Ferguson and the Ferguson section. The same bulletins, and I've just labelled some FE and some MF. I thought it was a simple way of doing it. But yeah, so today I might get to more 65s or TE20 bulletins, and there's a bit of a trap in doing these bulletins because I start reading them, next thing I'm reading them and think, oh, I never knew that. Really. Wait, I get sidetracked reading the bloody thing. So, but that's all right. But look, thanks for stopping by again, everyone. Yeah, like I say, video coming up of the Dexter. Have a look at the website, give us your opinion, mistakes, whatever you can see needs to happen, and have a good week, everyone. We'll catch you all next week. Okay, this is a 135. I've got the battery cover off. I'm getting ready to put the mirror on for the rego. I've just got to drill up into the canopy up there, and I've got to run a wire for the flashing light. But apart from that, she's all a go, all registered. We can take it anywhere we need to, and yeah, it's a tidy little tractor. But just the other day I was coming past through here, and you can see, where are we? There. So that paint's not going to be there long. So, but like I say, I did not paint it. I just got it out of the box and put it on, and I thought it probably looked pretty good. So I didn't worry too much about it. It's been to a few shows. It's been on there for a couple of years, and the other side here, there's no sign of it at all. So the headlight, I had to replace the headlight, and you can see there's not much paint on the side there either. So I probably need to just put a little bit into that. Yeah, mainly just to tidy that up so it's finished, and I want that tractor to be ready to, yeah, just jump on and go. Whenever I want to, it's fully registered, I can jump on it. That's replacing Goldie, really, the registered one. But I can jump on it, I can tear off downtown, I can do what I like, go for a coffee with Rocket or do whatever. So it's the only registered tractor on the place at the moment. So I'll fix that up, or I do have another grill up the top here. If we look in the spare parts section, there's a bonnet and a grill up there. With seats and things. So probably the smart thing to do would be fettle that grill there, and there's another one next to the seat, and there's another one up the top there. So I think the sensible thing to do would be perhaps get one of those down, go through the process of making it fit. Some of them are the quality ones that we got originally, and where I'll come around past the camper here again, where this comes down here, they're a terrible fit in there. So I had to fiddle around with some of them, and this was the best one that I used. So anyway, I might do that, keep this going for the moment, and Yeah, just work on painting up a set of lights in the front grille and yeah, go from there. Just finish it off properly. That's about all it needs now. Yeah, I've taken it to many shows and many, half a dozen probably. So, all right, we'll leave you there, eh? Okay, there's that little Fordson Dexter that we bought and went and picked up last week. Look, from a distance, it's a tidy looking little tractor, but it needs a lot of work. It's a little bit of a roughie. It's got the wrong starter on it, and they used to have a lever type starter, and I think the pivot should be around here. So I may be able to find that. The panels front of the dash, I see Sparex have them. Down through here it's got like new foot plates, but the fellow that done it up, he's chopped the guards off. There's nothing supporting them on the outside here. But the guards are pretty crappy anyway. Around the fuel tank you can see these rivets there. Well, those rivets shouldn't be there. There's been repairs around the bottom of the tank. What goes on there I don't know. It's the early old Dexter, so it looks like it's got L and H written under at some stage written there. Bit of an old ding in there, a hot dog muffler which I never like, an alternator. There's quite a bit of wear in the clutch pedal shaft bush, but that's for another day. The rear rims are okay, the rear tyres are rubbish. The front tyres, people put ute tyres on them, I wish they bloody wouldn't, but anyway, that's just how it is. And you can see the tyre rubbing on the bolt there. And a bloke sold them this tractor one time, like this. Same there. Now the grill, the front grill, just a bit of expanded mesh. The front badge is buggered. That's a patch up job. Now, where these bolts are here in the wire, there, and there, I think the centerpiece will be in there still, but it has two separate pieces on the grill. That's coming out, I don't know, perhaps today. I just want to have a look and see what I have to work with there. Keep in mind it was only a cheapie, and I wanted to, a Dexter in the fleet just to give us something a little bit different to work on. It's got the Sims pump with the vacuum governor. That diaphragm at the back is the vacuum governor. The fuel pump's leaking, but you can see this drain pipe on the injection pump should go down into that bracket, and it doesn't. This copper pipe here is leaking. Look how loose that is. And you can see this pipe here. See how there's a gap between the hex and the lift pump, and this one, there's nothing there. I'd say the olives come loose or something. It seems to start and run okay though. The steering box is a little tight in it, and I'm expecting to have to do that up. The kingpins have wear in them, but we're happy with that. We knew about that. I've adjusted the clutch on it. Now, something I didn't know, apparently if you've got the double yoke there, it's a dual stage clutch. Well, it's not working. There's a bolt missing out of the bell housing there. Oh no, there's nothing on this side, so it's probably not missing. And the fellow that done it up, you can see the extra long bolts. Where are we? Extra long bolts out there. Well, see, you should only have like 2 threads coming out of the bolts, so that has to be fixed. The gear stick housing's got a piece missing out of there. There's a rubber missing off the auxiliary services valve. The side cover on the dash is missing again once more. It does have the fold back seat, and look, it needs a bit of work, but it's okay. And notice it is different to the T20 ones. Got these little cutouts here too. So even though there's a bit of rust or something there, I think we'll be able to work with that. Now the mudguards, this other back tyre is rubbish, but it'll hold the tractor up. So what I'll probably do is keep the forward centres. Now the forward centres have these holes in them for the weights, where your Fergie ones don't. So, but from looking at it, the outer rims are the same as in the Fergie. So this may end up with a set of Fergie rims on it, and maybe a new set of rims even. And these tyres here, they can go to holding something else up. So, yeah, rolling around. It looks like it could have had a number plate bracket here, maybe. That's an aftermarket bracket for the sway bars. It's been over tightened and bent. That would be an example of the proper one. All the linkages are sort of all locked up because, yeah, like I said, it was a picking tractor. The guards are rubbish. That's where the number plate come off this time. This is how they bought it a few years ago, eh? Look at the repairs here, bloody terrible. And this was a tractor yard. Yeah, they bought it off a tractor yard. Yeah, there's quite a bit of rust in the guards, and yeah, in there. So we'll be chucking that. There's a little bracket here, I presume, for a work light. I need to do a bit of research there. I haven't even checked if the tacho works, but it's only hadn't even got an hour on it. Yeah, they've put a standard ignition switch in. The top of the gear stick here is bent. These don't seem to have a neutral, it's just high-low, and there's no neutral in between them. And yeah, I drove it up the back this morning, so yeah, that's that. There's a little brake ratchet down in there, and I'm not 100% sure. Oh yes, looks like you pull it back, and when you put your foot on the pedal, it clicks into that little ratchet there. Then when you want it off, you bring him down and force him back out of there. I'll have to see if that works. That'll be a handy thing. Yeah, a bit of wear here and there. But look, it was over there where I was buying tractors, and yeah, they wanted a price for it, and I ended up not wanting to pay that price really. So we met in the middle. Oh, well, not in the middle. I went their way a fair bit, but they did come to the party. There's another thing. Look at that. The nut's not even on the rim there. I didn't see that when I was buying it. But let's have a look around this other side. Yeah, that's how it should be with that nut there. And that's the nut there I'm talking about. And yeah, and that's from this other side. So they've tried to turn pig shit into ice cream when they sold it to these people originally. And they bought it, look, for a little tractor to tow a trailer. It did the job, obviously, but now they've got Ford 4600s and 4610s and that sort of era of tractor, so a lot of these other ones have gone. So anyway, I chose to buy it for the channel. Yeah, Sparex will no doubt help with a few bits and pieces that we need, and yeah, we'll just see what happens there. And at the moment we're in fog, which is quite rare. We're in the build up to the wet, and yeah, it's very muggy.